Hello, welcome to DB's TV Network. This is DJ Nate Dogg. Today we're going to talk about the status of society. I call it the status of the outside. This is a report. The status of the outside is fat. We are living fat and high on the hog. But you do not have to work hard. Not just work. You do not have to work hard. You become fat and sagging. Okay, some guy just went and dunked on all the kids. Okay, big. You gotta be big to bend this thing right here. Okay, this right, right here. Okay, is a hard structure right here. You know, dunked on all the kids. Okay, when you do things like that, then you're not working hard, which is the only word that all men and women should have. Okay, now we have a situation here. Okay, all the regular races are hating the white people. White people are not regulated enough. Okay, they're not regulated enough. Okay, and they get away with raping animals, dogs and cats. Okay, the woman says, "Hey, I run this and all this sweet stuff going on," and she said, "If you get rid of the dog and cat, I'm gonna divorce you. I'm gonna take the kids and I'm gonna get somebody to kill you." That is cause for beheading. Okay, now regulation is not needed for this to happen, as all of these persons are in a weakened state and do not have authority. Those animals have to get out of the house with all the rest of them, cursing everyone else to get this situation handled because they are raping dogs and cats. Dogs and cats are dumb. They cannot get out of the house. Okay? So, we have to get some kind of way to get these dogs and cats out of these persons' house so that people can enjoy the peace that has come from the invention of these phones. Okay? Now, whether you want to negate it and you're a white person or you agree with it and you're a rapist, you have to remember that that is rape. And rape is hell for the rapist. Okay? All of this rape turns women into kings. But they're not kings. They only think they're kings. They become insane. I rode the bus the other day, and the woman drove the bus on the freeway and went directly to my stop. But she thought she was harassing. She got mad because I didn't respond to her, and she went. She was not running game. She got mad because I didn't respond to her, and she went to directly to my stop and skipped all the rest of the stops. Okay, from downtown all the way to the ward, the 5 ward. Okay. Now the reason that women are not told how to handle these situations is because women will turn into a person like that person. Okay. Now, whether you agree with the rape of animals or don't agree with the rape of animals, any public shows of bullying by adults, okay, not tolerated. This situation is very easily handled. Okay, all we need is orders to be given to order those white people to release those animals. Okay, we're gonna turn this country into a kingdom. Okay, and none of these type of things will happen again. They will have negative opinions about Christianity in other countries. They will not have negative opinions about America's influence on other countries. Okay, and especially Mexico. Okay, and maybe Barbados. Okay, and as a past DJ Nate Dogg. Okay, I like to say you come into a point where you say this is BS, right? I was home. Okay, I said right here one time. Okay, and you out here, you say, hey man, the one me, I've been working since first grade, right? I know how to work. I couldn't get a job. That's all that matters, okay? I know how to work. I couldn't get a job for all these female opinions, for all these female king opinions, for all these adult bullying influence of the opinions, okay? Now, when that situation happens, say you were born, you didn't ask to be born, okay? And you cannot work, okay? That means that someone is on some dumb shit, and it's not mostly white people in the country, okay? It's not, okay? Now, whether you believe in timing or you think that it's a trick that the man can run things, okay, that is a call for beheading also, Okay, that's called witchcraft. Okay, witchcraft from raping. Now, as we all know, rape is hell, but white people do not know that because white people are respected constantly because they live the normal Christian lifestyle, yet they're sinners. Okay, so and that's the situation. Okay, so in order to get this extreme evil out 100%, the country has to turn to the kingdom. Okay, we will order those animals out of those houses because the police will not do it because they believe in the freedom to sin. Okay, you cannot force someone to not sin, but you do not give them the freedom to sin. That makes you a sinner and not in control of your country. Okay? Some people think churches are weak because they are mainly focused on the women because they're like they cause violence and oppression. Right? The church is not a place of weakness. The church is not a place of trickery. The church is not a place of money, and the church is not a place of rape. Okay? So when you say things and you don't follow through with them, you are going against your creation. Okay? When those atoms in the water came together to make males and females, they were fighting. They were not relaxing and turning gay or harassing themselves. They were fighting. They go out, they venture, they get food. They go out, they venture, they get protection. They go out, they venture, and they get their imagination into something real. Okay? Like this basketball court right here, okay? This is not necessity. This is not something needed for survival, okay, through training for basketball and money, okay? This is from imagination, to keep your imagination active, okay, to live dreams, okay? Now, it turns out the core of all these problems are in the white community, which is a minor population in the United States. They are not the major population in the United States. You can say Mexican is a major population in the United States. You can say black is a major population in the United States. You can say Chinese is a major population in the United States. Okay, but the white population is not the major population in the United States. That's number one. Okay. Number two, this influence of animal attack. These are powers that the animals have. These are powers that persons can get also through being raped. These are powers that persons get also through being crowned. These are powers that persons can also get also through action and not violence. Okay? These are powers that persons can get. These are powers that persons can get also through love. Okay? Not feminine love or rape victim love. Okay? From doing things and following rules. Okay? Now, there are a lot of gay women who want to be men. They say, hey, if we learn these things, we can manipulate them just like the adult bully manipulators and have society under our grasp. That is very, very abominable. Okay? And that will not happen. Okay? To be run by not fighting is to become homosexual. And to become homosexual is to not produce any people. Okay? Now, the women are turning into king, think they're king. Rapists know that rape is hell. And everyone else does not like white people. You must realize that thinking that your race is better than a weaker race is racist. That does not mean you need to fall in love with them. That means that you must know your power and your authority, your freedom to not be under the sins of a whole nother person that you have nothing to do with every single day of your life. Okay? Gossip is the woman's weakness. Okay? Do not gossip and be like the white woman. Okay? Now, to negate all of this evil in normalcy that white people are doing, the normal white people are doing, rape and sex with their animals, okay, there will be a law passed for the police to go in and remove dogs and cats from homes. Dogs and cats are animals, they roam free. If they sit on your stoop, you clean it up. Okay? If it gets on your stoop, you wash it off. Okay? If somebody wants to feed the dog, they can feed the dog. Okay? But it can't be in your house. Especially cats. The cats can turn male children into persons who will influence females to be against husband and kingdom. That's called frolicking. They influence frolicking. And frolicking is what makes gossip negative. Okay? Number one, a man cannot be a king. Number one, a woman can't be a king. Okay? Number one, a woman can't be a king. Okay? Number two, fighting is what created you in the first place, including God. God is a fighter. God is not a woman. Okay? Now, the belief in adult harassment or adult bullying, saying that gossip is what protects freedom, is to not have a belief in God. And not having a belief in God is a hatred toward God. Persons who have hatred toward God have hatred toward the public and hatred toward authority when authority gives them orders. They will say that those orders are his personal opinion. Okay? You are not forced to be religious, but you are forced to follow orders. Okay? You are not to have any dogs or cats in your house or in your backyard. Okay? Whether you think that being a variable person, which is what I am, a variable person, is being dumb, weak, feminine, stupid, dangerous, okay, shows your experience with work. There are many different types of people that you must work with, not just your own, not people who are like you in your personality, okay? You do not go and look up their social sites, their criminal record, their personal money expenditure, and say, it is like mine, so I will hire them. You go and look up their work record and say, it is like mine, I will hire them. Okay? Now, we all know women cannot become men. Okay? Even with surgery. Okay? This is, their belief in this is not because of rape or weakness. This is because of hatred for authority gotten by being raised. A normal woman loves authority because it produces her safety, okay? And her freedom to go out and do whatever she wants. And she would not want to run around naked. She would not want to run around and cheat. She would want to run around and be camped. So, okay? So, okay, we have the person who believes the opinion of persons who influence adult harassment and bullying in the public. They say that persons who believe that women are feminine are persons who beat women. Okay? Let's say you're at work, right? And there is a problem in the machinery. Let's say you work in a factory, okay? And in the machinery, okay, itself, okay, there's a rule that no one is to put their hands in the machinery. Even though there's a way to turn it off, take the thing out, repair it, you're able to repair it, okay, and move on. And the number one person is the weakest person who says, hey, you can't take that out of there. We're going to have to do a shutdown of this factory for 3 days and get someone to come in when they get time and repair it, okay? And let's say the company is at a state of coming up, right? And it's very imperative that the company produces these materials in a flow, which will impress a buyer to make a contract to buy a certain amount of materials constantly. thus gaining money for the company. Okay. Now, what I would do is say, well, I guess I'll just get fired, right? And then I turn the machine off, take it out, turn it back on. Boom, they got it. They come, they bitch, they moan, they fire you, you get another job, the company making money, the company. You know what I'm saying? So, in that work situation, you know that there were oddities going on. Oddities in belief. Okay? The belief that a man who thinks that a woman is feminine is an oddity in belief. And a person who has that oddity and that belief, and you must believe every word a person says, whether he is confused or uninformed or maybe lying, you take it as truth because that person is saying that. And that is how you handle this situation. If he's saying that, you take it. Okay? But if you have more sense and more work experience to know that this is kind of bullshit, because I know what the fuck be going on out there, then you are not to defend those rapists' beliefs. Okay? Defending a rapist's belief is cause for imprisonment. Okay? So, what we say in this situation, which is dwindling, the defense that the female animal rapist has of causing a male to defend her with death to any workers, which is what she's trying to influence here, so that they can frolic in the street, which is not what women do, okay? Your opinion about a man who has to fight a woman is false. Because if a man has to fight a woman can recognize that. There are no men, not even boys, not even these boys that frolic out here these days, that has to fight a woman. Okay? That is impossible. No man has to fight. When you look at the woman, you say what's going on. You don't say this is a threat. Okay? When you look at a woman, you say, what is she thinking about? Why she don't feel like cooking? Why she don't feel like chilling? This is a threat. Games is it. Okay? When the woman is in the game, she will fuck your ass up. Okay? So you have to show her, hey, you can't do that to me. Okay? So, that is why some, a very small percentage of women are beaten and raped and punched and kicked. Okay? Now, you know, whatever believes against hatred toward God and say recognizing that God is not God or God is not a person and God is in heaven is a hatred of the public. Okay? So, like we were saying, people are beginning to turn abominable. As the police are white and they will not enforce any laws against any white person and will actually attack the public if they want them to enforce any laws against any white person. They feel that policing or being policed is slavery. Being policed is not slavery. Being policed is being cooled down. Okay, there are two systems for the public. There's the cool down system, the justice system, the government, and there's the truth system, the religious system. Okay, which regulates abominations. Okay, abominations. Okay, and keeps person operating at normal capacity. Okay, now there are two beliefs. They believe that work is slavery, and they believe that policing is slavery. Okay, I don't know what else they're gonna believe. It's slavery. Okay, but work and police ain't one. Okay, when you're being policed, okay, you have to, when you're being policed, when you're being police, you're being cooled down. However long time they feel that through experience that a person could, you know, over time through experience that, no over time through experience that a person sees that the person is released and has become able to work without any personal judgments toward other people. Okay? And in the truth system, we say that these persons are influencing abominatories, which is abominations, and they are influencing. Basically, it looks like it's only rape, okay, and it's calmed down through bringing out the naturality of the body, right? So, you, you know, now other people may believe that they believe that, they say, hey, this shit is slavery. They treat me like shit. I gotta take this shit. You goddamn right, you gotta take that shit. That's not slavery. That's called work. Okay, that's a big curse lie. Okay, they spread on top of it. Okay, work. You gotta take shit and get to the top. Okay, that's how you do it. You gotta take that shit. Okay, if you don't want to take that shit, then you serve on authority. Okay, you're supposed to be in charge. If you don't want to take the shit, you gotta get in charge. Okay, you gotta come out here and see what they're talking about and figure out what's going on in their head. Okay, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, all you do is to ignore white people. White people in uniform, authority, white people at home. Ignore white people, and this problem will go away. This is King Alabama reporting here live, and there will be things to change it. I'm not the only human being on the earth, and these things can be changed by persons who are already in authority or persons who are already influencing the good from the public level. Okay, and when you see these people in public, you are not to associate with them or try to regulate them, and the problem will go away. Okay, it will look disgusting. Okay, but it does not influence anything. The children are not safe. Okay, now this is King Alabama reporting that live. Okay, and another thing. Okay, do not believe that the persons in authority who can talk and get things or shortcut a trigger. Okay, they have done a lot of things to know all these things, including work and fight, which is action and not violence. Okay, to order these people, and that's why you listen to these orders, because you know in your brain, your common sense, your real brain, that this person is not on no bullshit. Okay, so this is DJ Nate Dogg reporting here live from 100 Green West Park, wishing everyone a good, eventful, movement filled, celebration filled, peace filled, action filled day.